I'm going to start introducing all of my videos in ridiculous hats. Just because. Well, hey there, you autumn babies, Samhain sweethearts, and other witches and pagans of YouTube. It's me, your boy Shane, and welcome back to the channel, as the case may be. I found out this week from an email from YouTube that we are currently at 500 subscribers, which is so much fun. Thank you for all the support. I have a blast doing this. I love all your comments, and I love having conversations with you guys, and I love when people say that they're able to relate to the things that I talk about, or when people say, oh, finally someone said it, or have just found like my little tips and tricks to be useful and practical. Whatever it is that you're getting out of this channel, I'm so glad. Please keep watching, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and let's keep the discussions going. I know I haven't been on in a hot minute, because school has just been, wow. School has been nuts. I love it. I absolutely love it so far, but it is so very time consuming and energetically consuming. Like when I'm come home from school, I'm just like I've got nothing left. But I did want to get on and make at least a couple of videos for spooky season, right? It's the season of the witch. Cue the Donovan song. So today I thought I just wanted to do a couple of really quick and dirty kind of fall-themed protection charms, right? I love protection magic. I think it's really valuable. I think, when baby witches get on Pinterest or YouTube or TikTok or whatever the social media outlet du jour is these days, they say, there's so much to learn in witchcraft, where the hell do I start? Like, there's so much to read. Do I start with deities or chakras or spells, or, do I set up an altar? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? What do I start with? A lot of the advice in those comments are people saying, start with protection magic, start with protection magic. And generally, I agree with that. I think that's a good idea, because when you set your feet upon this path, you're drawing, energetically, you're drawing attention to yourself. Whatever you believe in, if you believe in spirits or entities or demons or angels or, whatever kind of otherworldly sort of things, that kind of rock your socks, they're going to be attracted to you when you start practicing magic, when you start, you get all shiny and you just want to protect yourself, and make sure you're taken care of. And in a very real life, earth level, mundane sort of way, you want to protect yourself, right? Like your home, your belongings, your bodily autonomy. You want to protect yourself from getting sick. You want to protect your house from break-ins, whatever. Protection is really handy. So I like protection magic. I do quite a bit of it. And, I have spoken on this channel at great length about the fact that you do not need to buy expensive magical supplies. Sometimes they're fun, right? Everyone loves a fancy tool, or like a really beautiful, like high-grade sandalwood, or like whatever, okay? Yeah, the aesthetics are nice, but absolutely none of that is required. You can get really inexpensive magical supplies. A few months ago, I was on the That Witch Life podcast talking about magical items you can purchase at the dollar store. So if you haven't checked that out, maybe I'll link it somewhere. Technology. So yeah, everything I'm going to show you today is really inexpensive and easy and easily accessible. You don't have to travel to some sort of mountaintop in Tibet to source these items. You don't have to order them from some creepy, obscure metaphysical catalog, and, like everything you can get at like the grocery store or like Michael's Arts and Crafts or whatever. All right, so let's jump in. All right, so for this first project, you need a small pumpkin and a Sharpie marker. That's about it. And this little teeny tiny pumpkin, I think I got at Trader Joe's for like $1.99. And it's small. You see, it fits in my little hands. Because you don't really need anything bigger, especially if you kind of want to be unobtrusive with it. If you kind of want to hide it somewhere on your property, or if I've read spells that call for like getting four small pumpkins or four small gourds and kind of burying them or placing them at like the corners of your property, and I like that. But anyway, it's relatively small and it's a nice white color so that the Sharpie marker shows up on there easily. There's nice contrast between the black writing of the Sharpie and the the nice light color of the pumpkin or the gourd. Or you can get like an orange one or a darker one, and then the spell that you write on there is kind of a little bit more like subversive, a little bit more harder to see. If subterfuge is kind of your thing, if you like that hiding in plain sight sort of thing, I'm into that too. And this is just a regular run-of-the-mill Sharpie marker, nothing fancy, no fancy art supplies. A Sharpie really will do you well in witchcraft because it's water-fast and all that. I wrote out what I wanted to write around the pumpkin in advance in my notebook because I know my Theban script fairly well, but not that good. So I just kind of wrote it out in advance. So yeah, you just write what you want to say. It can be like a nice, cute rhyming couplet, or it can just be a very straightforward, this home is protected, or protect this home and all the residents, all those who reside here, or whatever your favorite little protection spell is. And like I said, I wrote it out. You can use Theban, you can use runes, you can use angelic script, whatever magical alphabet you're prone to using in your system. And I literally just pick a spot and just start writing it out. It's fairly straightforward. I didn't do anything to prepare the pumpkin, especially for this. I just kind of rinsed it off from any like dirt and debris, on the surface in the sink with like maybe a drop of soap or dishwashing liquid or something. Like I said, just to get surface dust and dirt off there. And that's it. I didn't do anything especially fancy. It is just a gourd and a marker. Like I said, I love this stuff. This is my bread and butter. Just doing the little bits of witchcraft that is accessible to anyone. So I'm just writing my little spell all around in a circle. Ordinarily, I'd say, of course, everything in witchcraft goes, clockwise or in the direction of the sun or jostle. But, I read left to right. So I just wrote this in a way that would make sense to me. Not that I can, read it, because, again, my Theban is good, but it's not that good. You see, there's, a certain fluidity that I write with. I'm practiced, but it's not I still have to, break out the super secret decoder ring when I'm trying to read it back. And then when I get to the end, when I've closed the circle, I just kind of go down to, the next line. So it's sort of like a spiral. And if you like the aesthetics of that, you can even, start at the stem with your spell. And so it really looks like a spiral when you look at it from above. And I just go all the way around. Nice. So there we go. I've finished. And sometimes if what you've written is really short, you might have a bunch of blank space on the bottom of the pumpkin. If that sort of thing bothers you, you can repeat the spell or just add a couple of so-moted bees on the end if you want it to cover the entire surface. The second project is a really, really simple miniature broom for protection. I got this adorable little, it says cinnamon whisk, but you'll see it. It's adorable. It's shaped like a teeny tiny broom. I got it at Trader Joe's. Again, this was 99 cents. Nothing expensive, nothing difficult to find. You can find these at craft stores, grocery stores, little cute country stores. It smells absolutely divine. Cinnamon has a lot of great protective properties and protective energies. So you've got the symbolism of the broom, but you also have that association of the herb. And yeah, I've got that. I also have a bunch of different black ribbons from a leftover craft project. I've got this very straightforward looking satiny black ribbon. I've got a little more fancier I forget what these little details are called, But another pretty straightforward ribbon. I think I got a whole spool of that at Michael's for like 70 cents. And then I've got some lacy ribbon. I think this is navy blue, not black. So, although that's a great color for protection too. But I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. I haven't decided. That's why I wanted options. And this cute little pentacle charm that came on... wrapped around a candle I had ordered from someone on Etsy a long time ago. He was super cool, and he included a little charm wrapped around everybody's candles. And if I cannot get this, I'm just going to cut it with my little snips. Just cut it off the little bit of twine there and incorporate that little charm somehow, because we all know that pentacles are great for protection as well, especially physical protection, as well as the metaphysical. So that's it. Again, simple supplies. I'm going to open this, and it smells so strong already in the plastic, I can't imagine what it's going to smell like once I get it out. Yes. It's so cute. I can't handle it. And look at that great whisking action. It's got a little bit of twine on the back to kind of hang it up. So I'm going to make sure that when I put my little decoration on there, that I'm going to keep that little hanger in the back so that I can hang it up. And so you just figure out where you want to place your charm. Easy peasy. Like I said, nothing complicated. And I'm going to go with the plainest of the ribbons. I just like to keep things really simple, really straightforward. And I just need to figure out how I'm going to thread that pentacle through, if I'm going to do like a lark's head knot, or I like to cut my ribbons on an angle because it's easier to kind of thread them through really small bales. So you see it's a little bit easier to just thread that through. And I think I'm just going to tie it on really straightforward and see if it lays flat. If it doesn't lay flat, then I'll figure something else out. But I'm just going to tie a little overhand knot at the top of that and just see if it'll sit on there nice and proper. And obviously, when you're doing this, you want to kind of knot your intentions in there, weave your intentions in the ribbon, and just be conscious of what you're doing. Just think about what you're doing. You don't have to sit there with your brow furrowed in meditation, burning wood in your mind or whatever. Like you see the smoke coming out of the ears in the old cartoons. But, you shouldn't be thinking about work or someone who's pissed you off or what you're going to cook for dinner tonight. Just try to be mindful while you're doing this. Even though you're going to, you can always bless and consecrate your items later. But if you're going to go through the trouble of making something with your own hands, you might as well make it mindfully. So there we go. The pentacle's laying nice and flat. I'm very pleased about that. And then I just wrap the ribbon around a couple of times, and I think I'll maybe tie a little bow. This is a voiceover because I'm not going to pretend that I'm coordinated enough to talk through my process while I do it. I tried that with my baking video once. It was a hot disaster. It was really funny, but it was a hot disaster. And then, once it's a cute little bow, I turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. And I think I double knot it at some point. And if you like knot magic, if you're into those whole, I think there's been a bunch of published spells, right? Like, by knot of one, my spell's begun. By knot of two, it cometh true, and all that. And if you want to, chant that in, weave that in, more power to you. Again, for as practiced I am as a witch and as practiced I am doing handcrafts and making jewelry and painting, it's not always the easiest thing for me to do both of those at the same time. So I think I double knot it. What the hell am I doing? Yeah, okay. Making it nice and tight before I trim off the ends. Because once it's in there and once all the protection is bound up in there too, I don't want it to unravel, right? That just seems like common sense. And I snip the little ribbons off. What am I doing? Oh, I'm showing you. Look at me. And that's basically it. Again, I didn't want to do anything with like a bunch of crazy steps. Keep it really straightforward. Look at that whisk go. Whisk, whisk, whisk. And I'm going to hang it up somewhere. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to hang it up by that little wire hanger. Beautiful. So that's what I've got for today. And as always, I hope you found it useful. I hope you found it valuable on a very practical level. I hope you put it into use. Let me know in the comments if you've tried these, or if you have other protection charms or little protection magic that you use with common household items, or things that you like to bury on your property or whatever. I would love to hear about what you guys do. And that's it. Until next time, thank you for 500 subscribers, and be kind to yourself and to each other.